Alright, here we go. Just finished playing Game 10 against the Angels, where the overall matchup we got blown out 44-1. I won on my side, though, and that's what counts, and I'm going to try to do it here again against the Arizona Diamondbacks, probably the most defensively intimidating team in the league. On the player end, they've been very strong as well, thanks mostly to Jay Green, his obscene number of home runs, quickly closing in on 30 for the season, and I think already has a home run record, with 4 games still to go. So, I lost, I think I got in the 20, they scored on the 20s against me in our first matchup. I won 2-0 after, I think, 11 innings, so gonna see if we get an epic pitcher's duel like that, or if one side or the other is able to break out earlier, or even just have a big game against them. We'll see what happens. First things first, I managed to avoid any bad hitting or running bad days last week for the first time in a while. Let's see if it happens. Ooh! Oh boy! This could be interesting. Vicki boosted to 9 batting. It's anybody's guess as to whether that's enough for her to hit bombs or whether it's all contact, but still, 9 hitting and 10 running, so that should make for a more dynamic game than we've had lately. Normal, and everybody else normal. Alright, no bad day for the second game in a row. It's a bloody miracle, given how this has been going lately. Alright. But Vicki with a big boost is the headline maker here. She has to bat. Yes, I agree. She has to bat lead off for this. As much as I'd like to keep going for the steals record with Stewart, just can't do it here. I think I'll keep the rest of the lineup otherwise the same, so Stewart will lead off for the bottom part of the lineup. This didn't work super great for me last time, but no lineup really has. I don't know if there is a good lineup configuration and I haven't found it yet, or if just I just can't do it with the way this team's been performing. In any case, take a look at the Diamondbacks, see what's going on there. Let's see. Ooh, uh-oh. The game giveth and the game taketh away here. Mary Riley's going to be faster, even better at fielding than normal, and have a big bat, so she's going to be a big thorn in my side this game. Reese on the bad damn fielding, so he's gonna be potentially a big dead weight at second, but that's it, so. Get one hitter much better than normal, but as a flip side, the third baseman is even more deadly than before, so not going to be an easy game here. We'll see, though. Vicki coming up first to bat, and we will see just how good she is at hitting here by batting a line drive instead of grounder. Maybe she'll pop one over the fence for us. Vicki's normal, terrible one-bat makes a lot of sense from a design perspective. It makes sense that with just being kind of small and the way she swings and does everything ballet-y and stuff, it makes sense that it wouldn't have much power. But it would make for a lot of fun if she habitually just gracefully swatted home runs like that. Alas, alack. Maybe she'll do it in this game at least. 2-1 the count. And destroys one towards right center. Jay Green is able to get it, but not on the fly, so Vicki makes it to first base. Wow. Vicki gonna be a lot better than normal this game, and who knows, that might have ripple effects. Brings up Alexis. 1 for 3 last game, as I recall, with an RBI single, but then not much after that. Maybe should have swung at that one, but I wanted to get second base here. Pam bobbles a starting throw. I probably could have stolen third there, honestly, off of Reese, but oh well. We'll see if Alexis can get a good drive and bat Vicki in. It's one up towards short. Nobody there right away. I forget who the Diamondback shortstop is, but whoever it is, she gets it, but doesn't get it to the base in time. So, single by Alexis. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Not a bad start. Gonna try to steal second base here. Or just do it that way. Alexis going for second, and Pamela, of course, chooses to throw it to third base. The only base where she doesn't have a play. So bases are loaded. Stephanie Morgan, the hitter. Just came off of a clutch performance in the 5th inning that drove in the game-winning run against the Angels. We'll see if she can do something similar here. Alright. Oops. First pitch is outside. Randy has been pretty surprisingly inaccurate so far. Sorry. So the shortstop is Ezra. That's right. Okay. So, good start for me. The problem is I tend to start like this and then just kind of fizzle out. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this ended in 0-1 runs. Last game, we scored 1 run right off the bat and then put runners on second and third with nobody out, then proceeded to score no more runs and get a double play before it was over. Steph with a liner up there. Ezra is there. She does have it, but only a play at third, so pretty decent on the whole. Steph safe on a fielder's choice, but bats Vicki in. 1-0 Melonheads. Angela Delvecchio up to bat. Good hit here. Will potentially score some more runs. Bad hit is going to be a DP. And that's the inherent risk, though, when batting with Angela. Not going to try for third even with Lulu. I think Pam is too good at defending the corners. 0-1 the count on a nasty corner pitch by Randy. And Angela goes bust here. Randy gets it, smartly makes a throw at third, and once again, only 1 run and a double play in the first inning. This is deja vu all over again. 4 hits, but only 1 run. This team just cannot seem to get it done reliably. Reese Worthington, the hitter. And unless Angela manages to pitch a perfect game here, which almost never happens for me, then we are going to see several runs scored against us, as once again the Diamondbacks will inevitably use their trio of power-ups and give us a jolly good thrashing. Reese, however, strikes out looking for the first out. Angela once again gets a strikeout on 3 pitches to start off her pitching game. However, things did not go so well for her afterwards in the first game. Wouldn't be surprised if that happened again here. Pamela hits one up the middle. Tanya jumps on it to stop it and gets it to base in time for the second out. Potentially bad situation, but we managed to salvage it, unfortunately. Now we have to deal with Jay Green himself. Per usual with Jay Green up to bat, this is not a good situation. Lines one up to third, gets in the gap there. Alexis able to get it and hold him to just a single. Bad news is he did get on base. That opens up the floodgates for the power-ups. But boosted Mary Riley is batting cleanup today. And she does not use a power-up swing. Tries to swing normally. That does not work out for her, so... Whew! For whatever reason, the Diamondbacks do not use a power-up, and I make it out of this inning, at least without them scoring any runs against me. Don't expect that to hold the entire game, but we get the stay of execution. Stewart up, down to just 600. He went 1 for 3 last game, thanks to having a force out with a slower runner on first base, and then just barely getting thrown out by Clanky in the last game. Even a player like Stewart, who should be getting on base nearly all the time, has been struggling for me this season. And not the tiny grounder I expected, instead drills one to the side. 0-2 the count. Now I'm worried about the strikeout. Not on that pitch, at least. 1-2 the count. One impressive thing about last game is I don't think I struck out a single time, and one of my big struggles this season has been with striking out, so that was a nice change. Is able to put the bat on the ball. Unfortunately, it goes straight to Randy, and he throws it just fast enough to get him out. Not much that anybody can do in that situation, and so that probably will make this a scoreless game. Tony Delvecchio there. Fouls one off, I think stem closed. Might have served me better on that one. Drills one to right, accepted straight to Giambi for the second out. Not that much would have happened had it not been out anyway. Tony probably couldn't have managed better than a single. Again, he's someone I kind of want more on base when there's runners on. Randy with a nasty heater gets Fernando to swing late for the first strike. Fernando pops one up towards left. Chandler is there, and he's got it for the third out. Nothing ending in the second. We are still up 1-0, but the Diamondbacks do still have their power up installed. Liz Kinghorn, the hitter. Hits one into the ground. It looks like Fernando can make the play in time. First out. Randy Johnson up. Easy play here, and they're looking even, run closer to first base so that the stamina loss is minimal. Brings up Jason Giambi. 161 average this season so far indicates he's unlikely to be much of a threat. Once again, though, I'm struggling to rack up the strikeouts like I've been hoping to do. These teams have been doing well at just putting the bat on the ball, even if it's not good contact. Still enough to avoid the strikeout. And then drills one up towards center. Stewart is able to get the ball in, though, and Tanya makes it to base on time. A good display there of why Giambi is not a good player. Even if he does get a solid hit, he's so slow, it's not going to be much good anyway. So we make it out of the second, still up 1-0. Let's see if we can pad our leads up here. Tanya Ichida leading up first. Has managed to keep a consistently pretty decent average. Again, she's been the best of my hitters this season. But even then, it's largely just singles, not often the most useful sorts of hits. Pops this one up, though. That's almost, well, let's see. Reese probably has a play, but with his fielding nerf, he could drop it. He does not, though. Vicki Kawaguchi, the hitter. We got not much to lose. Let's have some fun and see what happens when we use Power Swing here with her giant boost. Takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. Oh, I thought that was strike 1, but nope. Called ball 2, so 2-0. If Randy just walks Vicki on 4 pitches, that would be kind of disappointing, but also funny. Take strike 1. 2-1 the count. Smacks one foul. And we're going to contact swing. Sorry, folks. 2-2 the count. Let's see if Vicki and this hitting boost can get something done. Driven into right, and that's going to land. Jay Green once again gets it in to limit her to a single, but still the single, so runner on first with 1 out for Alexis Weiss, who's 1 for 1 with her own single. Vicki should be able to steal second base without much trouble. I think she got boosted up to 100. Oh, too juicy. I couldn't resist. Fouled off, though. Okay, this one I can't resist. Oh, it's even the ball. I think Vicki might have the 100 speed today. 1-1 the count on Alexis, now with the runner on second. 1 out. Good hit by Alexis that makes an outfield gap, and Vicki will score. Woo, that one's hit high, and Jay Green is not there. Neither is Liz Kinghorn. That's going to land. That's going to go over for a ground rule double, I think. Yep. It's a nice hit by Alexis, beating the shift nicely. And it's a 2-0 game now. Luann Louie, the hitter. And I'm starting to realize that I did not build my lineup very well. Lulu should be able to get on base easily enough, but then that will put runners on first and second for Stephanie Morgan. I think I should have swapped Tony and Steph's positions in the lineup. thinking about it now in retrospect. Oof, Lulu with a little nothing hit, but Lulu is able to beat Giambi to the bag. You don't see that sort of play every day. So she's on base now. Let's see if Steph can get the clutch hit. She made it on a fielder's choice in the first, getting 1 run in. We'll see what she can do here. Honestly, just a little sack here. Her getting out at first and advancing the other 2 hitters might be our best case scenario. I'm going to aim for that. Perfectly executed as well. She's going to hustle. Just barely thrown out, but did what she needed to do there. Steph taking one for the team. Instead of runners on first and second with Angela, we now have runners on second and third with Angela. Much nicer situation. Let's see if Angela can come in clutch here. Hit a 2-run home run in the previous game, but the majority of her clutch situations have resulted in groundouts. Let's see what we get this time. Randy doing me no favors. That one was a super nasty pitch. Definitely a questionable call there, but oh well. 0-2 the count. Not looking so good. I'm actually going to do the almost unthinkable. I'm going to switch to a contact swing for Angela. Home run now, unlikely, but if I can just get 1 or 2 runs in on this play. Nope! Chase. Randy successfully gets her to chase. Outside pitch instead, or high pitch rather. Angela strikes out with 2 on for the 3rd out. So still 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd. But we do have an extra run buffer which will help against the power-up that the D-backs still hold. Ezra with a high pop-up, but it looks like it's in the get. Uh-oh, Stewart and Tanya both going for it. And that does result in them banging into each other and nobody being able to make the play. So what should have been a routine pop-out ends up being an easy double for Ezra instead. And that is not a good setup. Chandler Huggins a hitter. I expect we'll see the power-up here, and at least 1 run being scored. Take strike 1, but there's nobody out yet, so even if we manage to dodge a bullet with Chandler... Oh my goodness! What is with this D-backs team? Chandler also failing to use a power-up, just grounded out instead. Okay. Whatever, that probably just means that someone faster like Reese will use it instead, and it'll be worse. Probably just playing some 4D chess with me here, but I'll take any out I can get. Reese up with, I believe it's a fielding nerf. I know he's full speed. I don't think his hitting's been affected at all. He did strike out in the first, the only strikeout Angela's got in this game. He was racking up the strikeouts during the first half of the season, but her K production has dropped off dramatically since All-Star break. Strikes out Reese swinging though, so now it's 2 outs. Maybe we'll get out of this after all. I wish I could have 4 games in a row without any boosts or nerfs. 2 games in a row here without any major nerfs is practically a miracle. Alright, and we do see the power-up come out. Fortunately, it's about the least effective one they could have used with the Screamer. Bounces off right field. It is a single, but Lulu is able to get it in time. No runs scored yet. Of course, now Jay Green is up. And he bunts it! He bunts it, and we get the easy 3rd out. That is how you blow a rally. That is how you blow a rally right there. So somehow, despite them getting a leadoff double, and then using a power-up, and then having Jay Green up to bat, they don't score any runs. Still 2-0, going into the 4th here. Stuart Sullivan the hitter, and that will definitely be a highlight clip that I make later on. 1-0 on Stewart. He's on 3 consecutive outs, which is ridiculously bad. I have 4 consecutive outs. Stewart just can't get a break, either hitting it straight to the pitcher or not hitting it at all. Can't manage to make it to base. Brings up Tony Del Vecchio, who is the one person on this team who I am pretty adamant that I will never draft again. The one true draft regret I have this season is Tony Del Vecchio. He's just a bad player for me. Does hit one in here this time, though. Jay does get it. Still going to be a single for Tony. The question is, what happens next after this single? Got Fernando and Tanya up to bat. And Tony's only 6 speed. That's a real problem. He's only 6 speed and he doesn't have a great power bat. And that doesn't leave him much room to move. Fernando with a pop-up towards first base. Giambi, oh no. Phew. And I accidentally turn around Tony going for the slide. Fortunately, Giambi threw it to third instead of second. Otherwise, that would have been disaster. So Fernando with a sacrifice ground out. Now we'll run around second with 2 outs for Tanya Uchida. We'll see if she can get a clutch hit here and get some good stuff accomplished here. 1-0 the count to make that 2-0. Randy not giving her anything to hit so far. A walk is honestly one of the worst possible situations here. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Even with Vicky's big boost, I don't like the thought of that. Strike 1, 2-1 the count now. A single that advances Tony to third, or a bigger hit than a single would be great here. Lines one up. Unfortunately, Chandler is able to hold it to just a single with Tony remaining on second base, so pretty much the worst possible outcome there. An out might have been preferable, wasn't going to get him on purpose. But hey, now we get to test the limits. How much can this 9 hitting, 10 running Vicki Kawaguchi do? She can swing and miss. 0-1 the count. Fouls it off, so sorry folks. No huge performance from Power Swing Vicki this time. Instead we go liner and hope for another good hit in the gap. Boom! That actually was bad. It gave Jay Green just enough room to move. Fortunately, Tanya and Tony were just barely able to make it to base in time, so it continues. The rally continues with Vicky's 3rd single of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, Alexis Weiss hit her. She hit the game-winning 2-run home run against the Diamondbacks the first time we faced. It's the first time we played. Can she do something like that again here? We'll see. I am going power swing. Randy is painting the corners. A walk would score a run, but it would also bring up Lulu with the bases loaded. Not what I'm looking for here. Come on, Randy. Give me something meaty here. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-1 count. Alexis, after a couple of clutch performances early in the season, has struggled to produce much for us. Will this be where she really gets it done and comes in clutch? Nope! Nope, lol, hits it into the ground. And Tony is a sitting duck. Tony Del Vecchio, once again, being useless for the team and helping to turn the rally into a no-run scored out. Again, that is the sort of problem we've had. The power hitters have hit almost every single hit they've gotten has been into the ground. Almost no big hits. Clutch situations like that, we just fizzle out. We don't get any bangs. Another reason why I've been struggling this season. So still 2-0 Melonheads, and oof. Speaking of coming in clutch, Mary Riley blast one into left with her hitting boost. Looks like Vicky's boost did not extend to fielding. Single, but they probably still have a power-up in store for us. Liz Kinghorn, the hitter now. With a runner on first, nobody out. She bunts it, so maybe they don't have any more power-ups. We'll see. In any case, 1 out. Steph throws it up to second. 2 outs. Got the double play. Unfortunately, I cannot even use revenge power-ups. That is the one change I would make to our current no power-up rule set, is allow revenge power-ups. Every time the AI uses a power-up, you're also allowed to use one. 1-for-1 exchange. It certainly would make my games a lot more satisfying because I've gotten power-ups by the AI so many times. Swing and a miss on strike 2 for Randy. Can we get the strikeout to make this another clean inning? Not on that pitch. 0-2, it remains accounts. Swing and a miss, though, for strike 3, so Angela does strike out the third hitter. 4 innings through, the Diamondbacks have failed to score. Still 2-0. Holding on to this lead, we might actually be able to pull this one off, folks. And Luann Louie, the hitter. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. She's starting to pull ahead of Stewart pretty decisively in the speedy contact hitters. Speedy get-on-base hitters competition here. Stewart's a little slump, but Vicki has been able, Lulu rather, has been able to continue reaching base. And just foul there. Probably would have been hit a bit too hard otherwise. Would have been straight to Randy. 1-1 count. Randy has only struck out 1 of mine this game. This definitely is not the same pitcher's duel our first D-backs game was. Lulu does place it perfectly to be able to get to base. Randy and Angela have not been striking out nearly as many hitters, and the Melonheads have been able to get a couple of runs out there. And I think I can get this done without extra innings. I think. Stephanie Morgan, the hitter now. 1 for 2, with a fielder's choice that drove in a run, and then a nicely placed sacrifice that then Angela proceeded to completely waste. Lulu just barely safe. Kirkos, not a bad catcher on the whole, but not quite good enough to defend against steals of second base by especially speedy players. Steph takes... Oh, I thought it was strike 2. It looked to me like it went around here where the bottom of the bat is, but nope. Inside instead for a ball. I'll take it. More chances to get a good one to hit. That time it's where I thought the first one was. 1-2 the count on Steph. Has to swing at a suboptimal pitch, manages to foul it off. Keeping Steph alive. Steph has just been displaying tonight, so why? Whoops. Darn it. And I get a bit antsy. Click too soon. And Stephanie strikes out swinging. My fault. Not that one. 1 out then. Run around second for Angela Del Vecchio. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and I think it was a ground out. Angela struck out with runners on second and third a couple innings ago. Has not been the clutch hitter she was during the preseason where she hit multiple grand slams. Fouls it off. 1-1 the count. Fouls another one off. And so he's theorized that the more accurate pitch throws like Randy's heaters and left hooks, so harder it is to hit. And there might be some truth in that. That might be partly why Randy's so hard to hit off of the AI. On the other hand, there we go. Angela sends one skyward. That one's gone. 2-run shot. Angela halfway making up for before. And it's now 4-0 Melonheads. Eat that, Diamondbacks. Nowhere near enough to win the overall matchup, of course, but this is shaping up to be one of the best games of the season for us. Alright, Stuart Sullivan up then. 1 out only. Base is clear. Let's see if he can finally get back to the way. He's weirdly close to 500 average. Stuart Sullivan's batting average should not be this low, but he's just been struggling the past couple games. He's gotten out on the last 4 hits, usually just by a hair, or else by a slow runner who was on base before him. Let's see if he can stack that here, or not. It's 0-2, now I'm afraid of a strikeout. And that one, ooh, uh-oh. Riley playing in, and with the boost is just able to throw him out. Stewart just cannot catch a break. Thought he was safe on that one, but Mary played again. Mary played super in, and her fielding was boosted. So now 2 outs. Likely no more runs this inning, but maybe the bottom of my lineup can pull a rabbit out of the hat. At any rate, we'll get one more chance to see boosted Vicki play now. She's guaranteed to come up in the 6th inning. Tony lines one to the side, but thanks to the shift, Ezra doesn't even have to move a foot in order to catch it for the 3rd out. Still, 2 more runs in the 5th. We're currently at +4. This will be tied for my 3rd best game all season if it holds. Going into the bottom of the frame, and I do legitimately think the Diamondbacks might be out of power-ups. They've had multiple chances to use it and have not done so. In any case, Giambi the hitter now. 0 for 1 as he had a perfect demonstration earlier of his liability as a hitter. Nice line drive that went into center field, but still thrown out at first. Giambi is a first base lock, and that's about all he's good for in this league. Also apparently good for jinxing Angela out of the 3rd strike here, as he's now, full count here. Suddenly Angela can't hit the strike zone. Come on. Of course Sisu raged with him. I can't hit for crap with Giambi, and I've never been able to. In any case, we do get the strikeout. Angela's 4th of the game. Ezra hits one into the ground. Easy out. And it's 2 outs now. Chandler Huggins, a hitter. I don't expect him to do too much since he's rather slow, and I think his boosts are all to... His boost is to pitching, yeah. Not the scariest one. I believe it was Chandler who chose to hit normally instead of using the power-up when he got the chance back before. Pops one up here, Tony's there to catch it, and he does catch it, so 3rd out, very routine inning there. Only 4 hits by the Diamondbacks in 5 innings. This has been a pretty good game for me defensively. Going into the bottom of the frame, let's see if the Melonheads can put any more runs on the board here. Fernando Diaz is a hitter. Fernando, previously been very good. He was the rightful all-star for me in Season 4, and in general was Mr. Clutch that season, my most valuable overall player. Season 5, he was probably the weakest on the team, but that team was super stacked and he still batted over 500. But this season, just barely over 200. He's almost never been able to get good hits. For whatever reason. And I don't think it's the field, because he did well at Sandy Flats in Season 4. Anyway, 1-2 the count. The one thing Fernando has been good at this season is drawing walks. And I think his on-base percentage is significantly higher than his batting average. Ooh, I thought that was strike 3 at first. It's like too slow for me to react to the heater, but I thought it was like in the middle of the strike zone where the knob of the bat is, but nope. It was a ball, so 2-2 the count. Fernando with another foul. This is what he does best. Keep fouling it off until he eventually draws a walk. We'll see if we can pull it off here or if I'll mess up somewhere along the way and strike out. Ah. Darn it. And the strikeout assisted by my mouse suddenly misclicking there. I meant to change my stance and try to foul it off, but when I tried to click to change the stance, my mouse jumped down a bit, so technical issues as well as a nasty pitch there contribute to Fernando striking out. So, nobody on, 1 out for Tanya Uchida, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Let's see if she can get preferably a double, or a triple, or even a home run, of course, but something to get her past first base for Vicki. It's a nice one towards the outfield, but it looks like Ezra's in position to catch it. 2nd out. Nobody on for Vicki, so gonna have to really deliver here if I'm gonna score any more runs here. Once again, we will test the limits of this hitting boost. See if we can get the Vicki home run. Take strike 1 on one that I don't think would have been a good hit. And another nasty pitch by Randy, except this one's just barely high for ball 1. Fouls it off, and sorry folks, I am going to switch off of Power because I want to score another run more than I want to try with Power Vicki. I don't think Power Vicki is likely to work out. We don't need Power Vicki anyway. Vicki casually swats one over the fence. Solo shot for Vicki Kawaguchi, putting the boost to good use. 5-0 Melonheads. And there is the rare Vicki Kawaguchi home run music for you. Alright, 5-0. If we can hold this, we'll stand alone as the third best score we've gotten all season. Jay Green coming on to pitch now, trying to finish this off, and he's using his wizardry to mess up my mouse here. Starting to skip out for me. No. Sorry. One moment here. My mouse is starting to skip around on me. I'm not able to control it properly, so I'm going to swap to a wired mouse and hope that that staunches the flow of blood, so to speak. One moment. Okay. And this is going to be a bit harmful itself because this mouse is a different shape. It's going to be harder to click well with. Anyway, I had a request to save my game briefly so that we can look into the save file to see if we can find out more about the boost. So we'll take a brief pause to the game here. Don't like to take breaks like this when I'm recording it for YouTube, but oh well. I can either edit this out or else we'll have this awkward pause. Where is the save game? Oh, here we go. Okay, I have saved a copy elsewhere. There we go. Yeah, I knew what it should look like. I just wasn't seeing it initially. Alright, time to finish this off. We'll see if we can get any more 11th hour scores, or if 5-0 will be the limit, or 5-2 more than nothing. Depending. Jay with a nasty strike. 1-2, the count on Alexis. Drives one up, though. Let's see. Ezra's there and getting it. John being up to the bag yet, but he's able to get there just in time for the out anyway. Nasty defense here against a lot of shortstops. That would be a hit, but not against this D-backs defense. Alright, going into the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th inning, we're up 5-0. I can beat the AI. Let's just see if I can hold on to the 5 runs. Reese Worthington, the first hitter, probably a free strikeout. In general, I've found that the backyard kids are in general, the backyard kids are easier to strike out, I've noticed, as AIs than the other players, and Reese is a fairly poor hitting backyard kid. Make that even more the case. And as to Shrewsbury's question, yes, you did hear Vicki home run music. Vicki is boosted to 9 hit in this game, and casually swatted one down the left field line on line drive. We do strike out Reese. Reese has given Angela 3 of her 5 strikeouts so far this game. Pamela Kirkhope's the hitter now, 1 for 2 with a single. A screaming line drive single. Take strike 1 if I can get strike 2. Well, actually, no. Okay. Going for the power-fueled strikeouts here, because Angela, surprise, surprise, has a good spitball. But it's not as good as... Tony Del Vecchio is one of the best spitball throwers in the game. And we finish it off with a fireball, so get the strikeout against Pamela, and we have some more juice to fuel up. Jay Green, the hitter now, 1 for 2 today. He got a single, and then decided to kill a rally by bunting it later on. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 strikes away from the this season rare shutout for Angela. Does get the pop-up towards short. Tony is there, and he manages to get it. And that is the game. Final score, Melonheads 5, Diamondbacks 0. A successful game for us.